Camera likes to start before I'm actually ready to start. So give me. I don't know why it does that. The date is Thursday, September 15th, 2022. It's 4:29 p.m. Focus. Okay. I don't have a specific message for you, but sorry, just took a shower. My hair is like wet dry. I don't know. It's been annoying me. Get off me. Okay. Stay. Oh no. Okay. Say something. I don't know what this message is about. I woke up today and I wasn't grumpy. I was kind of, you know, that feeling when you wake up in a new place and you're like, oh, it's a new place. And you start noticing stuff and you're like, this doesn't fit here. That doesn't fit here. But you don't know that you're in a new place. Like, I don't really know what's going on. But even Mariah was saying it, there's a newness. And she's right, there's something new. It's different, it's cleaner. I don't know. What I do know to tell you is today I felt Sky Daddy. Wow, I look so pale. I felt Sky Daddy today a lot more deeply than I normally do. Like he was actually kind of, you know, it wasn't like a conversation or anything. It was and it was like a you know when you find everything out without finding anything out, without being told anything. When you just figure something out and you're like, oh, that's what it's about. That's easy. That's what I've been trying to do my entire life. Why didn't you just say that? Okay. So, sorry, I keep looking at the screen to see when it does that zooming thing. You know how like it zooms out and then it doesn't zoom back. The message that I have been asked to share with you today is that nothing mankind does can go against what God wants. Nothing. So you guys thinking you're like, ooh, getting one over on people, or like you're doing shit and this and that. Are you really? Did you really do anything naughty to me? Did you forget I'm a child of God? All I have to do is turn around and look at my dad. Now I'm going to read for you guys because a lot of you are followers and not leaders. And I'm tired of teaching the leaders to be better leaders. So we're going to talk to the normal folk, the good, kind, genuine people that aren't involved in all the bullshit and all they want to do is find a way home to themselves and God. We're going to talk to those people today. And if you guys with your negative, low-vibing bullshit show up in my field again or on my channel, I'm done with you guys. I'm just done. I've given you enough attention by giving you enough opportunities to better your behaviors, and you guys haven't. Done. Now my attention is on the people who want to change, who actually want to put the work in, and people that are empathic or attempting to comprehend empathy. Those who have common sense, you know? So the rest of you watching that do the stalking, bullshitting, insulting, gossiping, cheating on each other, like, you can learn, sure, you're welcome to learn, but I am done reading for you guys. Leo, if your energy shows up again, I'm not reading for you. I'm not addressing you. You want to talk to me? Call me. I'm not going to destroy you. It's like, why would I do that? I can build a kingdom. Why would I bother destroying you? Like, I love you, dumbass. You guys who are part of the secret societies and cults, I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care about your degrees. I don't care about your oaths or initiations. I don't care about your stalking and your sabotage. I don't care about the damage you've done and the damage you gaslight me to have me think I did it to myself. There's only so much I can think I'm crazy until I realize I can't be. Because I'm so fucking intelligent, how could I be? This is all a mind game, right? Some thing to try to twist one thing into another, turn an elf into an orc. You have no idea who I am, do you? That's okay. That's okay. I don't need to show you. I don't need to explain myself anymore. And I finally comprehend what Big Brother said to us all years ago. If what's inside you, if you don't let it out, it'll destroy you. I get it. I get it. And this entire time, these people have done everything they can to get me to not let that part of me out. There. So, what a tangled web we weave, don't we? You know, the other day where I was told my expectations are too high for the common folk, it took me a little bit to realize it and like process it, because I've been told my expectations are too high for everybody. This is where you're standing, by the way. Bear with me. I'm changing all the stuff around the apartment too, so I was doing a bunch of stuff, and I had that experience with Big Brother dude, Mr. Jesus, and he's like, you know what to do, right? And I'm like, seriously? And he's like, yeah, it's been that. And I'm like, are you serious? And nothing was said. No kind of, you know, this is doing this and that person's doing that. It was just like a divine hug, a divine embrace. And I was like, oh, these bitches. These petty bitches. How do you fuck up the mind of someone connected to reality? You distort their sense of reality. Whoops. The jig is up. I'm not crazy. Or was it? I'll be timid now. So, yeah. Things are going to be different. No, I didn't take that offer. I'm fine where I am, in my place with my name on it, even though it's a little apartment. I am fine being harassed when I go outside. Oh, darling, my day is great. Thank you. I hope you are having a good day too. I'm just done with it. All the bullshit, all the abuse, all the trauma, and then having to explain myself for what? You think I want validation? You think I want people's money? Like, it's venting and the inability to comprehend how so much cruelty can have happened in one life, and then be justified, and then be turned around as if it's my fault. Like, enough is enough. If I have to take responsibility for my life, so does the rest of the world. And we need to be mature enough as a species to realize what God said to me earlier today. And I'm talking about Jesus as part of Elohim, the gods. I think I'm always going to remember these words. And you guys might not even comprehend it fully, but I'm being asked to tell you this. Be silent. I don't always do the right thing. I've had that in the back of my mind all day today. I had a big old cry about it. And after I sat there staring at the fucking sunlight, I felt like I was washed in this white light, like liquid white light. And I've only ever seen it when I've died and gone to the other side. And then Jesus has brought me back from that other side over and over and over. And he's like, do you see what he feels like? And I'm like, yep, that's weird. Now I felt it in real life today, earlier. And my life's been going 100 miles an hour all day today in a good direction. So I'm kind of looking back at all the stuff I was looking at. I mean, like, oh, I was upset at the lack of leadership in the leadership. And he was like, well, I don't always do the right thing. Oh, okay. Do as you will. Let's see where this ride goes. So you don't always do the right thing. Even when you know you don't, you shouldn't. You still do the wrong thing. But you're doing it for a reason that's beyond anybody's comprehension. Even mine, even though you tell me everything. For my life, at least, to see around me so I can help people. But even these things, I don't understand these things, and I've never even attempted to. What I attempted to understand was, why do people do fucked up things? And then blame the people they're doing it to. And then it was shown to me like in a 180. Well, look at yourself. And I'm like, what did I do? Getting all defensive about it, like the fucking Virgo that I am with the fiery fucking Leo placements. What did I do? He's like, be silent. I'm like, mm. And he's like, I don't always do the right thing. But look at yourself. Oh, I have common sense. And that was learned through being shown the stupidity of mankind. Okay. From what I know of my chart, which has been a guesstimate entirely right down to the month and the day, I don't even know the time. I've been told it's December 25th, November 25th, October 25th, and then um, sometime in July or August. Like, they couldn't figure out what to tell me. But what they agreed on over 20 years of me pestering them is that it's November 25th, the day after Thanksgiving, because that's the date it was in Iran, like the holidays and what they knew about overseas. It was the day, Thanksgiving Day. The month before Christmas Day, that's my birthday. Okay, but what time? No one knows. No one knows. So doing that birth chart rectification thing, it kind of says I'm a Sagittarius or Scorpio, um, a Gemini moon or Cancer moon, or maybe Taurus moon, and then ascendant is either Aquarius, Pisces, or Aries. Who knows? And then if I go to the Vedic and go to my D9, D1 stuff, it's the complete opposite. And it makes all these points in all these different directions. And I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? So I have a lot that I need to figure out, but I'm being asked to figure it out without knowing what I'm looking at or what I'm looking for. But I have all the clues. It's weird, you know? I think it should be Sagittarius and tropical, but in Vedic, where I was born, it's 40 degrees behind that. So it's like Scorpio. But that's in one chart, and that's if my birth time is that time. So I don't know. But let's do and see what you guys that aren't involved and all that crazy shit, you guys are just good, genuine people. What the fuck you guys need to know for today? Because I've genuinely recognized that bullshit energy, so we're not gonna read for that. That's their energy. We're not reading for them. See? No. Oh my. Some of you, okay, this might apply to some of you actually, because the story I'm seeing is something that is relevant to a part of my life 6 years ago regarding two people, one of which was an earth sign, one of which was a fire sign. In your life, it could be playing out that today, you know, this feels like it's a mixture of past and present. There's something that someone you're supposed to be meeting, but there's a part of you that's it's being shown to me like someone playing tug of war with both hands, like one hand here, towards two different directions, a fire sign and an earth sign. And the funny thing is, neither of these people are in the Two of Cups. This could be a situation you've been in with someone you were romantically or nostalgically, sentimentally involved with. Someone you genuinely can say you love, no matter what they've done. You know, the devil and the Six of Cups. Someone you still love no matter what they've done. Someone who you see overcoming their issues, and there's love there. But internally, there's a sense of, you see how she's looking? It's like uncertainty, a little bit of mistrust, a little bit of just doubt. Yeah, Aries horns right there. So it could be like you and an Aries, and you guys have a history together, you know, like in your situation, if I'm going to use that as an example. It's like an Aries and a Taurus, and they dated before, and maybe it could happen again, or you know, you guys are maybe going to the next level. But there's something internally that I want to say it's the Aries, but this could also be the Taurus. They both have horns. It's kind of like something you both share because one of you is thinking it, so is the other one. But if one of you stops, the other one stops. But if you keep this up, the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups turn into the Eight of Cups. You're going to need to sacrifice something. This really feels as simple as someone having a negative thought about someone else. Like someone, you know, maybe chews with their mouth open when they're eating something once in a while. And the person's like, "Ooh, I hate it when they chew with their mouth open. Look at that. The cat's like, yum, 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 yum." So it's like this person's like, "Oh, I can't trust that cat. If I put my hand near that cat's mouth while it's eating, it might bite me and think it's food." And then this cat doesn't realize it, but this cat's like, "Num, num, num, num," and then starts num numbing on the arm. And this person's like, "Oh my God, I knew it." But this cat's like taking a telepathic nudge from the person. You know? Like earlier today, I was looking at my puppy, Tux. And I'm like, "Oh my God, I hope he doesn't pee right where he's eating." And I swear to God, not even 5 minutes later, he's finished with his bowl. He turns around, sniffs, and pees right by his bowl. And it's reminding me of this. But it's also giving me vibes of an ex looking at a partner they were with. And I'll give you this example. If one of my exes from like my entire fucking 40 years suddenly found me on fucking YouTube and they're like, "What is she doing? Wait, she's a she? What the fuck? I remember. We used to date." It's that kind of energy. There's no problem. There's no problem between these two people. And if it's one person, there's no problem in this one person. There's genuinely nothing wrong other than the requirement to be less critical of your partner or yourself. Like we're all critical to ourselves in some way. But maybe those inner fires that are burning our own heads up, they're like sizzling people that are trying to get close to us. I mean, I've been there. I've had such low self-esteem because I've had to dumb myself down so much just to feel like the world makes sense to me because I've expected so much, apparently too much. And I comprehend it now because I had to look at it in a different way. I had to kind of look at not me as the problem, but as if I'm looking at a cup and I'm wondering, like, yeah, I'm holding that cup. This is what I'm experiencing. But why did I pick what's in the cup? If the cup is holding the emotions, if the soil grows the seeds of the flowers, why did I plant those seeds that have me thinking that about me now or about a certain person? At first, it starts with paranoia, doesn't it? Someone making a comment and you're like, oh, what if that's true? So you see your friends dating and they're cheating and then you get in a relationship and you think your partner could cheat on you too. So that internal thing is there. But something else is also there saying overcome that thing because there's something true there. It wasn't that true in the beginning because these two people were in two different places. So one of them was wiser than the other one, and one of them had to play pretend with the younger one. And they kind of had to split ways until they both grew up. Now that they're both grown up, it's almost as if one of them switched genders. You see that? Like someone went male to female, or female to male. Which one is it? Who knows? Like someone switched. Someone became authentic no matter the cost. Someone keeps choosing themselves. Someone goes into the dark side and never gets corrupted. You know, but there's things being put into us because of the devil energy where we're being asked to overcome that. Yes, it's not a part of who we are. Like I'm not a victim, but I was victimized the fuck out of my life. And then I was tested with having everything given to me as, here you go, but it's under someone else's name again. No, thank you. No, thank you. We already went through that roller coaster. So now if I'm going to be in another relationship or a business partnership, you better believe there's going to be sovereignty. Like, I want things in my name too. You don't get to hold the house over me or a car. I pay my bills. I work. I can take care of myself. I'm not living under your name. And if that's too difficult, then that's too difficult, isn't it? But things have changed. Even femininity, it's phenomenal. Even femininity is real femininity. I know very little about this, but what I know divinely, intuitively, and what I know from experience, real femininity is a powerful lioness, but with grace, a divine angel of light flowing through the sky, but the light is burning and blinding. It's soft and nurturing, but it's not nourishing. That's the masculine energy's job. That's what people don't comprehend. The masculine is the seed bearer. He is the guardian. He is the protector. He is the lightning bolt, the arrow, the staff. He's the shield. The mother is the soil, the fruit, the warmth, the light. You know, that's why they say it's not home without mom. Like, that's why the world has seemed so insane without a mother goddess in the modern religions, because it's missing something. A mismatch was made throughout time, and people have been dealing with that. But internally, they know it's not right. So we have the devil card. Something seems like it's right, but it's not. Something seems like it's you know, even the devil is known as God's first angel, but we see it as bad. Moses had horns. What if she's sitting on Moses' skull? And we're like, oh, it's the devil. That symbol just means kingdom of heaven on earth. That's what that means. Because the fifth point is spirit. The other 4 points are earth, air, fire, and water, the 4 primordial elements. That fifth point means you're bringing those elements into matter, into the earth, the mother. It's basically the penis pointing downward or the penis pointing upward, the head or the womb, the spirit or matter, light and dark, but neither are good or bad. The light can blind just as easily as the dark can its mother. The mother can overgive just as easily as be ice cold. It has to do with the spirit and where it is. If the spirit is high up in the spirit realm, it's not in the physical. So you have to bring that spirit down to the physical to be in the physical, but we're made to think that being in the physical is bad. Theodore, please stop. You're not allowed on this carpet again for just a little bit. You peed already 3 times today on the carpet, immediately after being brought back in. You see? Like, I feel bad for having a dog in his doggy jail, but every time I've let him out, he's peed on the floor. So I have to tame the monster. And sometimes I have to do what's not right. You see? Whatever you guys are going through, sometimes the thing that isn't the right thing to do leads you to the right thing to do. Sometimes walking away from someone you were with that wasn't mature enough helps them mature, and then you see them again. But then you got to have the strength to be your new self with them and not revert back to old behavior. So, you know, the devil card can come up and people are like, oh, it's a toxic person. No, you're a toxic person for calling someone else a toxic person, because that person is only exhibiting toxic behavior because they've been wounded. Everybody needs to take accountability, including the toxic person. They can't just go spewing poison around everywhere, because then they're spitting in everybody's cups and they're like, oh no. You know? Oh, thank you, Miss Phenomenal. Yeah, like sometimes I don't know if this makes sense to you guys. So I appreciate the, like, you know, the little nudges that you guys give where you're like, oh, that makes sense, or the things like that. Thank you. Because to me, most of the time, it doesn't make sense. What I'm seeing is situations with exes and puppies and like images and Polaroids, and I'm being shared a story with, as if I've already read this book and I'm giving you the Cliff Notes version. What you guys are going through is your actual fucking life. The things you experience day to day, breath to breath. To me, it's a snapshot of your life, and I'm seeing it as an orb of light and a tapestry. And then God's guiding me through it. And he's like, this unravels that unravels this, and the maiden, mother, and crone are there. And they're like, this is how this happens. This goes into here. So I have that wisdom. But how to give you the advice? Well, I have to overly simplify it because it's simple. It's a procedure. It's weaving a tapestry. And I have to be really blunt about it, like the Queen of Swords. Before I get into that, let me just make certain. Because what I'm being told to clarify this as to you is, you're doing something stupid. He knows he's doing something stupid. He or she, however you guys fit. You both know you're doing something dumb. You both know you're bothering each other somehow. You both know it's because you guys keep thinking and reigniting the same seeds to the same problems because you guys keep thinking about it. If you just stop thinking about it, the time you spend thinking about it, you guys can spend being with each other. So it's a choice. The strength card. Do you want to do that? Or do you want to argue with them about stuff you guys make up in your heads and then talk to each other and complain and then talk and complain and then talk and complain? It's a choice. And we can go around it in a million different tarot readings or oracles and Reiki healings and all this shit. But the bottom line, and I hope God pulls these cards through immediately, like for you guys, and makes it really plain. Thank you. You both know you're fucking up. You're both bound by the same stupid chains. Like, look, you're both, whoever you guys are, like Miss Phenomenal, myself included, with the past relationships I've had. I'm not excluding myself. Like, if I would just stop thinking this shit about the Leo, he'd probably be here and we'd be having coffee. But every time I think of the Leo, I'm like, that son of a bitch. And then the other part of me is like, but he was kind of fun. And then the other part of me is like, no, he did us wrong. He did us wrong. And I'm like, I know. But he also did us right. So I'm feeling like this. God's feeling like this. And he's like, sometimes I don't do the right thing. And we're feeling all collectively like this. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do, Becky? I don't know. Well, can we figure it out? Because I'm like kind of bored and this guy's burning my tail. I didn't even know I had a tail. Well, at least you don't have grapes growing out of your ass. I mean, really, what are we even doing here? I don't know. Can we leave? Why do we have horns? What the fuck? Yo, you guys, if you eat from that apple, you can fucking get out of there. Who's this bitch over there telling us to eat a fucking apple? Like, do you see how silly it is for me to take this seriously and give you proper advice? Like, you both know what you're doing. Like, so you could have this or this. All it requires is doing this with what you've experienced with that, because instead you can have this. So you can take those 4 cups away, and then you have the 2 cups. What is the 4 of cups? But he done did me wrong in the past. I don't know if I want it again. Okay, but you can have this now if you put those 4 cups with that same person and change your mind and take that cup instead. Because the 4 of cups has 2 meanings. You either take the cup and you get over it, or you ignore the cup and you deal with the drama again until you learn to get over it and do it better. Like a roller coaster. So sometimes exes come back into our lives and they're like, let's get married. And you're like, no, you done did me wrong. Okay, but you don't have to get married. You just have to realize we're not bound anymore. Now you have a choice. Do you want to? Well, now I kind of do. Okay, fine. Thanks, God. No problem. I'm going to go take this mask off now. Pretend I'm pretty again. Take me with you. Don't leave me down here, Daddy. Oh, thank you, Miss Phenomenal. It's all Mr. Jeeves and the spirit guides and spirit and all that stuff. I've been, you know that line from Aladdin, like where I think it's Iago talking to Jafar, and he's at one too many knocks in the head, by the snake. I think I've been. Oh look, the Four of Cups in this other deck down here. You see what I mean? You add these two together, you have the Ten of Cups. The Four of Cups isn't bad. You just have to get over your own ego to take that cup. And that cup is only being held just over there. And what does it mean to have to go and get your own drink? Think about that feeling. You know that weird feeling where you have to go and you got to get up and make your own drink. And you're like, damn it, I don't want to get up right now. Or you're in your bed and you're like, oh, I'm going to go to bed. And then you're like, shh, now I got to pee. And then you're like, dang it. But every time you do that, your bladder is getting stronger, your legs are getting stronger, your muscles and all these little things are improving in little tiny ways. But we're sitting there going, oh, that's what this is like. It's, some of you are empathic and you'll be able to read my face. This energy, I don't want to. I fucking hate it. But I'm going to do it anyway. Hi, welcome to Walmart. And then you do it and you're like, oh, wait, never mind. That's what that is? Oh. Hi, welcome to Walmart. It's something so petty, something so small keeping people apart. And it's all because it's been implanted there by God and all his little minions to teach us that just because it's in the past doesn't mean that it can't come into the future and be exactly what you asked for. And if you already have that person in your life, every moment you think you're stuck in a bad relationship with them is a moment that you're letting that energy win. I learned that when I was with the Leo. In the beginning, everything was great, obviously, but not really. I mean, things were fucked up the entire time, but we stuck through it. We fought for each other. My God, the things we did for each other. I mean, I've never experienced a relationship where 24/7 companionship, 24/7, not 5 minutes unless we were both in the bathroom at separate times. Were we apart, or he was at work, or he went to visit his mom in Massachusetts. Other than that, we were never apart for 6 years. And at some point, an ex-best friend of mine came to visit and planted seeds in conversation. Really bad seeds. And he was looking at me and grinning while he was doing it. So I'm like, oh, that's what you're doing. A few months later, the relationship was over between all of us. And I realized a few weeks ago, it could very well be that the person I knew is still in him somewhere. Because I'm still in me. Which means in some way, human beings screw with each other in regards to relationships. To ruin good things. Mothers do it. Fathers do it. You can't date him. He's beneath you. You can't date her. She's not going to treat you like I treat you. Best friends being jealous, so they ruin relationships because they want to sleep with their best friend, but they don't say anything, so they ruin their best friends' relationships. Partners who are together, but they watch movies and they're like, is my partner doing that? So they plant that seed. People who watch all these tarot readings and they're like, oh, my partner is doing all this and baby daddy this and baby mama that, but it's not happening to 99.9% of those people. What's happening to them is they're watching a movie and the reader is picking up on the movie. Or your siblings are doing something fucked up behind your back, but it's You know, I've told you guys repeatedly, when us children of God are like all his children, not just me or one or two others, but all of us. When we're sharing these messages, it's not exact because there are billions of you. So we're here not as leaders, but as leaders, not as lighthouses, but as lighthouses, not as um, healers, because you don't need healing, you can do it yourself. But it takes the healer to point that out to you. You see how our job is kind of pointless as angels, as messengers, as goddesses, as gods, compared to the sheep, the lambs of God. You know, there's the wolves and there's the lambs, right? There's the elite and then the shadow elite. There's a government and then the shadow government. There's the children of God and then there's the creation of God. But they're both children of God. But there's a difference, you know? And the children of God, the angels, the messengers, the archangels, are not above humans because God loves humans more than them. It's been stated for eternity. We're here to help you guys do better. Which is what bothered me the other day when someone was like, oh, I have, my expectations are too high. That people feel like I think they're not good enough. Miss Phenomenal, I'm going to tell you what God told me about the Leo. It can change every minute. Every breath you take, that changes. 1 minute they want to, 1 minute they don't. It's really messed up, isn't it? It's really messed up. So I can't tell you, does it seem like he does or doesn't? I have. To me, what it feels like to me is once they're loved by people like us, by people like you, he'll never forget it. He'll always want to come back to you. But coming back to you means that's the rest of his life. It's a decision men make. Because men, despite what women think, men don't want to be dogs. They want to be with a queen. But women don't act like queens. They keep waiting for men. They keep groveling. They keep giving leadership to men. And then when they're taking leadership, they're doing it like bitches, not like queens or goddesses or, you know, sisters or wives. So it's not a problem with men or women. They're both the same issue. Hey, Diana. Hope you're well. And thank you. Um, if someone told me my ex was coming back, I don't care. Okay, bring me a latte, dude. Like, do you want to watch X-Men or Golden Girls? Like, can you bring a bottle of wine? Well, what do you think is going to happen? Like, what do you think? I'm going to punch a wall and fight you? I mean, get over yourself, dude. Like, are you afraid of me? Really? I mean, this is like to everybody, like family, friends. Like, get out of your heads, you guys. These are your friends and family. These are all the children of God. These are all siblings of the Creator. Like, the archons aren't the bad guys. The devil isn't the bad guy. Satan isn't the bad guy. Jesus isn't the bad guy or the good guy. Like, these are all a family. It's all a family. And there's an entire game of like, oh, but this, but that, you know, good and evil, and this person cheated and we can't forgive them. Oh, that person's toxic and narcissistic and we can't forgive them. What you guys are doing is insulting God. You guys say that, well, God didn't have the capacity to heal that person. Are you sure? I don't know, Diana. I've been trying to figure that out for eons. And it's so easily done, too. Anybody can come in and turn any human against another human. Like that. And all that's needed is money. Or a seed planted of mistrust. That's it. and the entire species will destroy itself. And I'm sitting here telling you guys, like, that's the problem. If you're letting your thoughts control you, the devil isn't even holding the chains. The devil has the chains there, and you guys chained yourselves to attack each other. Somebody, a good friend of mine, I consider her a friend at least, said, "You're not the fly in the web. You're the tarantula and the butterfly cocooning itself." In like a more beautiful way, she said this because she's an amazing person. Her name is Mariah. Some of you might know her channel. I don't know. She's amazing. Like I consider her a friend because she's helped. Like her videos have helped me a lot, like a lot. So I'm forever grateful to her. But like when she said that, a part of me was like, ooh, oh, again I'm being projected on. Again I'm being gaslit. Again, and then I was like, wait a minute. Remember Charlotte's Web? And I was like, oh my God. So if they see me as the enemy, or that I'm too good for them, or that I think I'm better than them, then no matter what web I spin, they see a spider. And then I realized it's not the leaders that see me that way. It's the ones we're supposed to be helping. And that's what got me today. And I was like, dude, I can't continue to have these arguments and these like battles of gods against these people and these governments and these things. Not like this. Not like this, There's a better way. And in the meantime, there's an entire world of billions of people suffering out of stupidity. That bothers me because it's something easily fixed. And I can help fix it. And the only way that it is fixable is by showing you guys who you really are and the nobility in humanity. Because you guys are trying to look up to the angels and the gods are here serving you guys. So wake up to your own abilities. Because I've played every role. I have been here since before time was even created, and I'm called delusional. But others of you know me as Sophie. So do yourselves a favor. Level up. What's inside you is going to destroy you if you don't let it out. So if I keep myself stuck in me, and I keep battling fights that I know I've already won, and proving points I know are already proven, all I'm doing is wasting my potential. And that's the biggest seed of doubt, isn't it? That people plant in relationships. What if? What if they're doing this? What if they're doing that? And then the part of us that wants order is like, no. The Queen of Swords in me goes, never. And then I want to find the truth. And then I go on a fucking Joan of Arc, battle across the world. Or I do shit like I did as Cleopatra. I like manipulate kingdoms and empires with like, power. I used everything as power in all my lifetimes. And then over and over, I'm like, I don't want any of it. Lifetime after lifetime, I kept giving it away. Over and over and over. Until I had nothing in this lifetime. Nothing. Missing teeth, too. And I woke up today and he's like, sometimes I don't do the right thing. Listen here, Mr. Jesus. You couldn't have told me this years ago. But I wouldn't have understood it years ago, would I? I had to be at this point. You guys in your relationships had to be at this point. Now what do you do? Because if you think your ex hasn't improved, how can you say you have when God has been the teacher to both of you? How can you insult God? And then some of you say, I'm a devil worshiper. Didn't I tell you I am the devil? Do you think I worship myself? Who do you think Mary Magdalene was, you dumb fucks? Like, Jesus is twin flame, the king of compassion. Who would his twin flame be? A warrior queen. Jesus was what? Very noble and pious and holy and kind and so gentle and nourishing and nurturing and protective and a big brother and honest, and he had an edge to him, you know? But it was a very warm edge. They really don't know nothing, Diana. I mean, if I could tattoo, you know nothing, humankind. Like, you know nothing, Jon Snow, I probably would. But they do. They just don't know how to apply it. And I think that's what we're here for. Because it's simpler than it's made to be, and you guys have been confused because of people lying to you. And they've lied to you because they're trying to control you because they see you as followers. And they want those followers. And that's what I figured out today. The shepherd and the sheep. A sheep cannot be a shepherd. And a shepherd isn't going to be teaching other shepherds. They don't want to learn. They think they know. Like you said, if we apply that to them, they know nothing. Because if they did, they would be working with other shepherds to create a uniform web of shepherds around the world. But they're like, no, we're going to go do it alone. We're going to have all these billions of dollars and all these billions of followers. But for what? For your ego? And then they're like, oh, you worship the devil. But you guys are the ones with the money and the ego and the followers. I'm the one without medical attention sitting here in like hand-me-downs. And I still look good. So, like, if I'm doing this, and your excuses are that it's a battle between good and evil, and you guys break it down to money, God, and the devil. And I'm telling you, God is the devil and money and God. You guys are blaming God then. So take accountability to that. It's okay to be angry at God. I've been angry at God. You've seen me. I posted it on the internet. I'm a child of God, and I've been really fucking mad at God. He's treated me like I've been a fucking living fleshlight. He's abused me for 40 fucking years, non-stop, every fucking day, repeatedly. Not just once a day, but like multiple times a day, multiple times an hour, one after another, traumatic experiences. It's fucking unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And then what am I told? I don't always do the right thing. Okay, but you're God. That means you're intelligent and you know everything that's happening. So if you're trying to lead me to this point and I'm being asked to trust God, and God is telling me I don't always do the right thing, okay, then I trust God. Because if I'm supposed to get through this and God's like, I don't always do the right thing, and I'm supposed to feel like follow the tracks, then God might be pushing people out of my way to get me somewhere. God might be knocking down, kingdoms and civilizations while I'm standing right in the center and everything collapses around me, but somehow I'm okay in one little tiny corner. He doesn't always do the right thing, but it's always for us all. Exactly, Diana. Every time, like you saw I don't know if you saw the other videos, no matter what I've done, it's always somehow my fault. Okay, so what does that mean? Think about that for a minute. No matter what I've done, I lived as a man, lived as a woman, haven't been good enough for either. We all are, right? Like, we're all still learning. But this whole thing about, like, you gotta not, when you feel that, what I've learned, when we feel that, no, it's not curse, honey. Don't give that much power to other people. No, these are all things fucked up people are doing to real people, real good people. And it's also things we're learning because we're attaining wisdom. Wisdom cannot be wisdom without wisdom having trauma to gain the wisdom from. You know? So we can't look at it like we're victimized and people are just doing shit to us and we have to help them, teach them and enlighten them. They already know what they're doing. Let it go. Let the mind go. You want to know why? Once you think you've gone crazy, is when you let go of caring about what people think about you. Because then at that point where you feel like you've lost your mind, you're in a state where all you want to do is find God inside you to make sense of what's going on outside you. And since no one can help you, the only answer is God. So what God does is God goes until we're in a corner crying, hobbling, and we're like, oh, because what we feel is the simplicity of God. Yeah, Diana, that's totally okay. What do you do if there's a fog outside? You don't run around screaming and crying because you can't see the sun. You keep losing things, let them go. What does it feel like to lose it? Let it go. Can you live without it? If you can't, why are you so afraid of losing that thing? If all your memories were taken all at once and you were left with nothing but yourself, what's the problem? Your phone is gone? Okay, I don't even know where mine is. What's the problem? It doesn't have to be God's protection or God's rejection. It has to be, why is it a problem? It's just money. Let it go. What's the problem? It's a husband. Let him go. What's the problem? He's just a piece of flesh with a dick. If he's not treating you like God has awakened him, let him go. Why would you hate yourself enough to worry and feel negative emotions inside you over money, a phone, another woman's son who doesn't know how to treat you well, and like physical world matter put into a shape? 5 years I've been here complaining about stuff, pointing things out, and I've been blamed. Why would you do it to yourself any longer? You just go watch my videos and see how pointless it is to feel victimized, to feel like you're weak. It's pointless. He can't make you feel bad. He can give you every fucking reason for you to decide to allow yourself to feel bad. You control the chemical composition of your body. You consciously control what you feel. If I tell you to feel something about a puppy right now, you wouldn't hate the puppy. You would immediately feel something about a puppy. Let me prove it to you. Feel better? Now, all that stuff didn't matter, did it? Boil it down. Be a little icy with yourself. Be a little ice queen. Be a little, because a lot of people want to be coddled. A lot of people want my kindness and compassion, and then when they don't get it in a certain way, they're like, oh, what a bitch. Like you, Diana, are feeling a certain kind of way over situations in your life, and you think God's either protecting you or you're being tested or damaged by men or other people, right? I've been there. I'm still there. So giving you the advice in this is silly because we're both in the same boat. But what I can tell you is we're not drowning. We're fine. What's the problem? Yep. Doesn't it? Notice it. I lash out too. And what does it do? I'm the one feeling bad. So why am I going to lash out? I'd rather be a bitch about it. Oh, I feel unloved too. What about it? He's not your guy. He's not your guy. Diana, you don't own him. You don't own him. No, this guy is irrelevant. Honey, I love you. Think for a minute. Just he could be anybody else. He could be a fucking robot for all you know. He could be a shapeshifter. He could be a paid actor. He could be a agent. He could be a CIA agent. He could be an FBI agent. Fucking paid to fuck with you. And you're sitting there going, oh, oh, oh. Honey, fix your crown or come here and let me fix it for you. That man has a broken chromosome and he treats you like shit. And you want to waste your precious God-given life on the stupid son of a mother who couldn't raise her child to treat a woman better? What the fuck? And you want me to give you advice on this? I'm sorry. I'm not going to coddle you. I love you too much. If you were my best friend in front of me, oh, my partner is doing this. Why are you putting up with it? Why are you putting up with it? I don't even put up with shit from my own mother. I don't even put up with shit with God. And you're putting up with shit from a person who's decaying and dying? Honey, no. Oh, it's the pain, sweetheart. The pain is the gift. The guy is the gift bearer. Take the gift, let the guy go. The pain is the gift. Yep. How does that make you feel? First of all, I'm really sorry for your loss. My condolences. But seriously, look at your situation as a live action role playing therapeutic psychiatric experience. Live action role playing therapeutic psychiatric experience. Think about it that way. Okay? You didn't know. You thought it was real. But everybody else knew it was fake. Right down to the city you live in and 5,000 people around you. What if that's what happened? And that's played out for you in 3 dimensions in the matrix to teach you what you feel for other people and what you feel for God. Now, if this is 2 lessons you were taught by this dude, your connection to God and what you think of people and how it makes you feel. If those 2 to 3 things, if you look back at it like a lesson, like you paid someone to go to a seminar and they put you through that experience, what does that make you feel like? What does it feel about you? How do you feel about you? What would you change? How would you improve? Did you recognize the inner dialogue that you were ignoring? You heard it, right? When it was telling you, hey, don't do this, Diana. Hey, you should say this, Diana. Hey, maybe, you should do a little more of this, Diana, or a little less of that, Diana. Remember that voice that was talking to you? We all have it. Have you recognized to listen to that voice more now? I love you, Diana, seriously, and I love your name. Please do not let a dangly dick man make you daughters of Gaia feel like you're beneath them. I just turned down the opportunity to become a living legend. Because of something so small that only make sense to me and God. I will not live under your roof. I live under God's roof. And God is in my body and in your bodies and in everybody's bodies. But I am not going to live under the rule of a man in that way ever again. So that he can take my keys and say, you don't own this house, you don't live here. Your name's not on the lease. So God was testing me with this offer. He's like, here you go. But same rules as last time. Can you do it better this time? Well, let's go to the beginning, shall we? I'm not choosing this time. I'm going with the unknown. What's in the unknown? Because this way means I'm under contract to another man. What's this way? Don't let people push you. They will tempt you. They will taunt you. They will tease you. They will mock you to the point where you are yelling at God on the internet. And I've been posting these videos because he asked me to. So I turned the video on and I'm like, why? Because they need to hear your thoughts. And I'm like, don't they already? And he said, not these. So the past week, I've been sharing everything with you. All the juicy stuff. And you guys have seen. I've channeled all that energy. I've channeled it in. I've unlocked all the subconscious things. And what have I come back to? The same exact person I was when I was in my 20s. But this time, I feel wiser. But I still feel like I'm 20. So if an ex comes back, if your ex is there, if you have problems with things, it's not about them. It's about what you're feeling inside about them and what pulls you. Like, let's say, like, there's a cord going through me, right? So let's say there's a cord, and that cord is God. And every time someone comes near me, and I'm like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, because I'm sensing the God cord in them. I'm like, oh, let me love you, love you, love you. But my God cord is back there because I'm trying to go to them. With kids, I've lost children too, darling. I am so sorry for your loss. There's no word in any language to describe the cruelty of taking children away from a mother. None. So I have nothing to say about it other than I'm sorry you experienced that. Yeah, that's because he's a paid actor, honey. He's a paid actor. This wound that you experienced, it's there to teach you. Not what's happening around you, what's happening in you. Why is this wound pulling you away from your connection to God? You're like, oh, I'm in pain, but your God connection is right here and it can help you. But you're like, oh, I'm in pain because of this. Okay, you have this. It hurts, but you're over here. Notice the difference. Notice the detachment. Notice the discernment. And then take your emotions, put them in little boxes, fuck those boxes, and put them in the depth of the ocean. And for 5 minutes, look at your life as if you're your shadow self, looking at your light self, going, what a fucking pussy. What a pussy. You're being a wimp. Hear those thoughts in your mind. Take that criticism and be like, this person did all this to you and you're sitting there crying? What is he doing? Probably having sex, eating dinner somewhere, having fun with your kids. And you're sitting there crying, looking for advice on a card reading. Let him. He's winning because you're being victimized. You're letting him win. You're letting him win because you're playing the game. Why are you living your life? Why aren't you helping other women going through what you're going through? Turn around and help the women behind you. There are men going through what you're going through from the hands of a woman doing it to them. A woman who stole a father's children and left him with nothing. That man would probably really benefit from you giving them advice because you experienced that from a man. Change your number, change your hair, change your clothes, throw shit away from your house. Um, Take a long walk by yourself. Put some music headphones on, listen to music. Get rid of everything he bought you. Everything. Put it in a bin. Put the bin somewhere away where you can't look at it. Spend 30 days improving your body. Can you do this? Think of this as your homework. The followers, the sheep, the humans, the kind people. Think of this as your homework. Those of you who are dealing with this X problem, the next 30 days, it'll probably take like 2 days, but give yourself subconsciously 30 days. Like mark an X on a calendar in 30 days from now. That every day you're going to do one fucking thing, 5 minutes. I mean, if I have to turn the camera on and we do it together every fucking day, I'll do it for you guys. But every day, do 10 push ups, 5 crunches, and 5 lunges. Just do it. Like you're walking to the kitchen, lunge your way to the kitchen. You're like laying down on the floor, you're getting back up, do 5 crunches. Every day do something just more focused on your physical, not on your spiritual. Hey Psyche, I haven't seen any notifications yet. YouTube has a cloak on my channel where I don't even have the accurate amount of subscribers shown. So I don't know. But I'll look later. I'll give you a little heart. You know, Diana, thank you for saying these things in chat, by the way. Listen, depression is, this is a impression. Just bear with me here. I'm gonna solve this depression problem for you like this. This is the impression made upon fabric to create this. To me, this looks deep purple. To you, this is an indigo blue. To me, it's more of that color. Okay? But it is an impression, an I am pressure upon the surface of matter to create this. Depression is this. Now this is depressed. Comprende? Hello? What? Oh, right now? Okay, I'll meet you downstairs. All right, bye. Okay, I gotta go. Do your homework. 30 days, drink at least 1 extra glass of water, do at least some absurd exercise. And I swear to God, this is going to help you so much. I have to go. There's someone that wants to move something, a couch into here, and I gotta go help them. Um, Pressed, depressed, pressed, depressed. Whatever is depressing you is keeping you from who you are. Get rid of it. If you feel like you need to be a bitch about it, be a bitch about it. Remember what God told me today. Sometimes I don't do the right thing, but focus on you. Theodore, stop! I gotta go. There's like 1,000 things happening right now. I might actually be back later tonight because I need to rearrange all of this to fit a giant couch in here. So I might just turn it on and be like, hey, laugh at me, move a giant couch by my skinny ass. So I love you too. And Diana, seriously, the next time you're crying, Depressed? Not depressed. Bye. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. I'll be back later.